Now this is a gorse bush that I put seed down for the birds. But look at this. Do you notice what I notice? Have another look in the centre. There. The only flower in the whole area. In fact, probably the whole wood. That's the earliest I've seen a flower from the gorse bush. Look at that. Who says spring's not on its way? Isn't that lovely? It's got to be delicate. I don't want to knock the only flower off. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? A lonely flower. Lovely. There's a seed. All waiting for the birds. Now, I wasn't kidding when I says to you that I needed a bigger bag of seed. Look at this. Along with the 1 kilogram bag that costs £1.50, they also have Tesco's. They also have this 5 kilogram bag for £5. So I think you get an extra kilogram free if you buy it this way. But I wasn't kidding when I told you my feeding stations are expanding, so I'm having to go bigger. I'm having to get a bigger bag. But it's all good. It's all good for the birds and the mice and the animals and all those little tiny slugs and insects that get all the crumbs. Yeah, everybody benefits all around, including me. I save some bits of money. So it's a win-win situation. But look at this bag. Lovely, isn't it? Now, I'm going all the way up to Leafy's Wood to distribute some. Now, here's a quote from one of John Humphrey's books. Title, The Qualities of a Poacher. To be a good Victorian poacher, the experts felt you needed to be a sharp-witted fellow, and that at least that is true today. The poacher must have a good knowledge of the animals, the birds he pursues, and have extraordinary patience, and he is to be resilient to counter all measures of his old enemy, the gamekeeper. He must be a good judge of the weather and know that the full moon favours midnight shooting. The rough and windy weather with dark nights is best for the trail netting, and that foggy weather is best for slipping secretly into forbidden woods and indulging in a little ferreting. He knows too that hard frost is all but useless, for a man cannot even drive a snare peg into the ground in such conditions. By tradition, a poor gardener and an idle farmhouse worker and labourer, he will sit making nets for hours upon end, and a task from which he believes he will reap direct benefit, unlike slogging away for someone else like the lord or the laird. Sentimentalists view him with warmth. The heroes of songs such as the Lincolnshire Poacher, that Robin Hood figure who resists brutal tyranny and the injustice of the game laws and catches game to feed a starving family in a cottage. Gilliston and Page would have us believe that in reality the poacher was a sullen wretch. His days spent drinking in the company with his rival companions and his nights in breaking the laws. Rarely indeed are his explicit gains of any benefit to him. He is obliged to sell the game at a price far below the market value, and proceeds go to those who, to the well-endured landlord of the alehouse. In fact, a man who spent all his days in the pub with no visible means of support was one who merited close attention and watched by the keepers, for he could be well becoming getting his beer money from nefarious and nocturnal activities. That is the qualities of a poacher. Oh well, as you can see, it's breakfast time. I've got breakfast and lunch with me today, so once we have this breakfast, I think we'll go on a little adventure, a little walk. We'll take a little walk over to Heathfield. We're currently sitting, as you see, in Leafy's Wood, surrounded with beautiful birdsong. Spring has sprung. So yeah, let me have my breakfast and then we'll just take a little walk. That's better. There's all these cables, but it'll need to do. At least you'll hear me. Right, let's go. Now, had our breakfast, all refreshed, looking forward to lunch. Yeah, as I said, I brought a big piece with me today so that I wouldn't need to hurry back for lunch or dinner or whatever. Yeah. Yesterday was a good day, wasn't it? filming the deer and also filming the hares, so it was great. Might see something good today as well. Now, you heard that little piece that I said, what makes good qualities of a poacher? Well, can't go without, just stepping over the fence, can't go without what makes a good quality of a bailiff, a water bailiff, which I was. My career for 30 odd years. So who better to ask than a water bailiff? Now you heard the qualities of what makes a good poacher, so yeah, similar qualities that makes, there's a lot of poachers turned gamekeeper river bailiffs because of the skills that they possess. So it's practically the same skills bar a few extras, which I'll name. To be a water bailiff, a river bailiff, you have to have extreme bravery. Oh, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but there's violence ensues. Where there's money, there's violence. Where there's crime, there's violence. So, the criminal gangs I'm talking about, the real deep criminal poachers, criminal gangs, well organised poaching gangs. When I was about 15 years in for when I was a bailiff, and before then, the poaching gangs were well organised and they were criminals. They were in it for the money, and it was related to the drugs community as well. So you can understand why I'm saying bravery, because to get in amongst these guys who are trying to make money to buy drugs and supply drugs and whatever, in that day and age, you had to have a bit of guts, which I had, so that was one thing. So anyway, bravery is one thing that a river bailiff needs. Fieldcraft skills, you have to have the obligatory fieldcraft skills so that you can actually, it's the same fieldcraft skills you need to creep up on deer as I showed you yesterday in yesterday's video. It's the same, you have to have all that. I'll turn these round so that you know where these are going. I'll take these on a walk. Yeah, the fieldcraft skills. So, look at my surroundings. That's where we just came from, over there. Leafy's Wood. Leafy's Wood's just behind those crops of trees. So yeah, fieldcraft skills, you have to be able to creep up on poachers. What other criteria do we need for a river bailiff, a water bailiff? You need to be friendly amongst the community, because the community will help you in a lot of cases. A lot of information comes from the local community. They'll let you know what's happening in and around the area, who's up to no good on the rivers, systems and whatever. But yeah, you have to have a really good relationship with all the locals, and talk about fishermen as well, the shopkeepers, the pubs. You go out at night at the pub, you're in amongst the poachers and the what to do's, so it works both ways. You've seen my other video where you see the poachers talking to the gamekeepers in the pubs and whatever, so yeah, it works both ways. There's the Look at it sitting in the sunshine there. Yeah. Dragon cheese here. So yeah, you have to have good relationships with a lot of people. You have to have safety, health and safety. Health and safety is one of the main criteria if you ever go for a water bailiff job. That's one main thing, first aid and health and safety and whatever. You're working amongst the river, water. You know the dangers of water and floods. Swimming, being able to swim, being able to handle a boat. And you've got to be able to handle a boat in extreme conditions. I wasn't too keen on the boats, I can assure you. My bailiff colleagues will tell you that as well, but I did it. That's where the bravery comes in. But you're supplied with life jackets and whatever, so yeah. There's odd occasion though that, well, you can understand that if you're out trying to get a net, a salmon net, and there's no life jacket at hand, the boat's at hand, you do stupid things and go out and retrieve the net without the life jacket, but that was very, very rarely. But you've got to be able to swim and whatever, so yeah. Health and safety and first aid priorities. That's us at the tree stump. These are probably fed up seeing this tree stump, but it's vital for my wildlife filming whatever. And you can see there's no deer today, so I'm safe to talk. That's where I was sitting yesterday. Lovely, eh? Yeah, so that's some of the main features of a river bailiff. Oh yeah, another skill. You need to be able to stand up in court and explain, make court reports, make criminal reports, statements and whatever. We had warrant cards, so we were able to arrest the poachers on scene without having to get the police involved in some cases, but majority of the time we did get the police involved just to give us that extra backup for the courts or whatever. But yeah, you've got to have all those skills, secretarial skills, writing skills, mental skills, have a high kind of IQ just about. But anyway, yeah, you got to have skills for going through the courts and whatever, because we went through a lot of cases, and we were in practically every court in Scotland. I think I had visited every court in Scotland. I knew every television, every waiting room. So yeah, the experience is great. You need the experience. So what else? I'd say another thing is to enjoy yourself. If you don't enjoy doing it, there's no point in doing the job. It's the same with the poachers. They love their poaching and their skills, what they have to do and whatever. And a river bailiff will admire a good poacher. If not, well, I didn't need to say too much about that, but yeah, you got to admire them. Same thing as the poachers, the poachers always admired us as well, they told us, so yeah. But this is a lovely day, so I'm out and about and we'll see what we can get. Anyway, that's about basic what skills a river bailiff needs. Just much the same as a poacher, but on the opposite side. And as I says to you, a lot of bailiffs turn gamekeepers, river bailiffs, and it's the opposite as well. There's a lot of river bailiffs that turn into poaching in their later lives, or they decide to change their life middle-aged or whatever, or in the early stages of becoming a river bailiff, they just maybe think, oh well, at least I know where the bailiffs and that are about, so I think I'll go a bit poaching. So you can see two of the same coat, isn't it? It's two of the same people. bailiffs and poachers, just different careers. Anyway, let's have another view look about. Hope you enjoyed that little update. It's turned a little bit colder. It's that time of year though. End of February. Still get a lot of snow blizzards yet. No sign of the hares or the deer today. See what I mean? One day is completely different for the other, but that's what makes it so great. After all, if you had the same weather and the same situations every day, you'd get a little bit pretty bored, wouldn't you? Especially with the weather. If you always had sunshine every day, it'd be a pretty boring life. You'd be pleading for some rain or clouds or sunset or snow or whatever. So yeah, it's great to have a variation every day. Even though we don't see much wildlife in a day, it's still a beautiful day out. Taking in all the scenery and whatever. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that little talk today. Little walk and talk. Talking about poacher skills and river bailiff skills. So until the next time, I'll say bye bye. Bye bye.